Get dressed with me for Browns versus 49ers.
Dillon Gabriel's fiancée, Zoe Caswell, is catching a ton of heat after she appeared to take shots at starting quarterback Shedeur Sanders following the team's loss to the 49ers. In a recent TikTok video on Zoe's account, she captioned a video showing her outfit for the game, "Browns lost, what's new?" People were very quick to accuse her of doing this because Shedeur started and not Dillon, and comments like, "I don't remember these captions when your man was QB1," and "Love your concept and very..."
Welcome to the NFL Sport Hub. Subscribe to NFL Sports HUB for all the latest highlights, news, and viral moments from the NFL. Don't miss a single touchdown, big play, or jaw-dropping moment. Like this video if you loved the action and want more epic NFL content every day. Comment below and let us know your thoughts. Who was the MVP, what play shocked you the most, or which team impressed you this week? We want to hear your take. Stay tuned for daily updates, behind-the-scenes clips, player reactions, and exclusive coverage straight from the field. Your front row seat to the NFL starts here.
After the Browns lost to the 49ers. In a recent TikTok video posted to Zoe's account, she showcased her outfit for the game with a caption that read, "Browns lost, what's new?" And while it may have seemed harmless to some, many fans were quick to interpret it as a pointed comment aimed at Sanders, especially because he was starting in place of Dillon Gabriel. Social media reactions were immediate and polarized, with users flooding the comments section with messages such as, "I don't remember these captions when your man was QB1," or "Love your content, but this is really disappointing." The backlash was significant enough that it prompted a broader reflection on how people close to players, whether they are partners, family members, friends, or even casual acquaintances, should conduct themselves when a player is still actively competing. Whether you're the girlfriend or the best friend, the mom or dad, the uncle or aunt, a close partner, or even someone on the periphery, there are unspoken rules of discretion, respect, and support to follow while a player is still on the field and building their career, because any public comment, social media post, or perceived slight can quickly escalate into controversy, ignite online debates, and put both the player and their loved ones under unnecessary scrutiny. It's a delicate balance between personal expression and public perception, and this situation with Zoe Caswell highlights just how quickly things can spiral when fans interpret even casual posts as commentary on performance, decisions, or team dynamics, making it a reminder that support, understanding, and thoughtful communication are critical for anyone connected to athletes while they are in the spotlight. Rule number 1, and I cannot stress this enough, and I will always defer back to rule number 1 under any circumstances, is do not, and I mean do not, ever, ever, ever make it about you. No matter how small it seems, no matter how harmless you think it is, do not make it about yourself. This is not a situation where your feelings, your perspective, or your choices should take center stage. It is not about what you think or how you feel. This is about the bigger picture, the team, the person on the field, the mission, the moment. It is a we, not a me. And the instant you forget that, the instant you start centering yourself, you open a crevice, an invisible crack, that cannot simply be closed again. You cannot unring that bell. You cannot put that attention back where it belongs. Let that sit. Let that marinate. Let it breathe. Because the consequences of making it about you are immediate and unavoidable. That leads directly into rule number 2, which is equally critical, and it is this. Do not ever, under any circumstances, allow yourself to become a distraction. And here is the brutal, uncomfortable truth about distractions. They are not something you can negotiate with, you cannot wish them away, and you cannot pretend they don't exist. If you are drawing attention away, if you are taking focus off the person who is still on the field, if you are creating chatter, speculation, or controversy, you are a distraction, plain and simple. You cannot tell yourself otherwise. You cannot rationalize it by saying, "I'm just being supportive," or "I'm just expressing myself," or "I'm just being real." That does not excuse it, and it does not erase the effect. Distractions always trace back to rule number 1, because they are born the moment you make it about yourself, the moment you justify, defend, or rationalize actions that pull attention away from the person who actually matters in that moment. And here's the kicker. Once you become that distraction, once you open that crack, you cannot simply step in and fix it. You cannot control the narrative anymore. You cannot clean up the chaos you inadvertently caused. The responsibility to manage the fallout, to repair the damage, will fall on someone else, someone who had nothing to do with starting the problem in the first place. That is the weight of becoming a distraction. That is why the rules are not optional. Whether you are a partner, a best friend, a parent, an uncle, an aunt, or anyone remotely connected to the source, your actions carry weight. And when that person has an opportunity to play, to perform, to grow, to shine, your focus should be unwaveringly on supporting them, protecting their energy, and keeping the spotlight where it belongs. Anything else, anything that diverts attention to yourself, anything that turns people's eyes toward drama instead of the moment at hand, is a failure of responsibility, judgment, and respect. Rule number 1 is eternal, non-negotiable. Rule number 2 is the natural consequence. Avoid distraction at all costs, because when you make it about you, when you pull focus from the person who is still building, still fighting, still creating the opportunity, the ripple effects are larger than you realize, and the cost is paid by everyone who truly matters. So remember this. Breathe, pause, consider the weight of your words and actions, and let support, not ego, guide your every move, because there is no undoing a distraction once it has taken hold, and there is no higher priority than keeping the spotlight where it belongs. Rule number 1, and I cannot stress this enough and will always defer back to it under any circumstance, is do not ever, ever, ever make it about you. No matter how harmless it seems, no matter how justified or small it may feel, do not make it about yourself. This is not about what you think, how you feel, or what you want. It is a we, not a me, situation, and the moment you start centering yourself, you open a crevice, an invisible crack, that cannot simply be closed again. Let that marinate. Let that breathe. Because once you make it about yourself, once your actions pull attention away, you cannot undo it. That crack, that distraction, will ripple outward, and the consequences extend far beyond you. This leads directly into rule number 2. Never, under any circumstances, become a distraction. And understand this, the moment you are a distraction, you cannot tell yourself it isn't happening. You cannot rationalize, I'm just supporting, or I'm just being real. Distractions are born the second you make it about you. The second you get defensive, the second you justify actions that pull focus away from the person who actually matters in that moment. And the kicker is, once you become a distraction, you may not be able to clean it up yourself. The responsibility to repair the damage will fall on someone else. The person who gave you access, who trusted you, who is out there performing, building, and creating opportunity while your actions risk undermining it. This is especially true when it comes to public visibility. When you are something questionable, post something reckless on social media, make a comment or a joke that seems harmless to you, or say something alarming, it will not be judged in isolation. You might think, I'm just a plus one, or I'm just along for the ride. But that does not free you from the responsibility you carry. Every choice you make reflects directly on the individual source. The person who brought you in, who gave you access, who trusted you to behave responsibly. As the saying goes, what you do won't impact you. It will impact the source to which you are connected. And that is the absolute truth. Your words, actions, and even seemingly small gestures are magnified because people see the connection before they see you. Whether it's a pre-game appearance, a social media post, a casual comment, or a simple gesture, the world immediately associates you with that source, and every reckless act, every moment of self-centered behavior, becomes a reflection of them. You are their plus one, their representative, their reflection in the public eye, and when you fail to follow these rules, you are not just impacting yourself. You are putting their reputation, focus, and opportunity at risk. Whether you're a partner, a best friend, a parent, an uncle, an aunt, a sibling, or simply someone granted special access, you carry the weight of that connection. You are bound to act responsibly, to respect the spotlight, to prioritize support over self-interest, and to remember at all times that your behavior matters far more than you may realize. The moment you make it about you, the moment you become defensive, the moment you draw attention to yourself instead of the source, you break the rules, you create a distraction, and you force someone else to deal with consequences that were never theirs to bear. So breathe, pause, reflect, and consider the impact of your every word, gesture, and action. Because in this world, where visibility and opportunity are rare and precious, your focus should always be on the source, on supporting them, protecting their energy, and keeping the spotlight where it belongs. Anything else is not just a mistake. It is a failure of responsibility, judgment, and loyalty, and it can never be undone. There are always other ways to show support than putting yourself in the middle of myths, rumors, or unnecessary drama. Whether it's in the locker room, at the game, or on social media, your actions carry weight, And it's important to understand that no matter who you are, mom, dad, auntie, uncle, grandma, granddad, or friend, you still have a responsibility to act with care and awareness. When you say something questionable or try to throw a comment out there and hide your hand, it will inevitably come back, and it will reflect on the person you are connected to. People will notice, they'll talk, and they will judge not only you but the source who gave you access, who trusted you to act responsibly. In the locker room or on the sidelines, you might think your words or gestures are harmless, but everyone around is paying attention, and even casual comments can escalate. They might tell you, get your house in order, and they mean it, not tomorrow, not later, but right now. This isn't just about a wife, fiancé, or girlfriend. It applies to everyone who is connected, everyone who is close enough to be seen, and everyone who represents that person in any capacity. You might clap, you might say, I'm with you. But if your words or actions suggest otherwise, it only makes things harder for the individual you're trying to support. And while personal conversations happen behind closed doors, pillow talks, private moments, they should never bleed into the public eye or the locker room. Keep those moments private. Protect the space. Be mindful. Because when you make it about yourself, when you try to assert your truth at the expense of the person who is out there performing, you are breaking rule number 1. Do not make it about you. Your responsibility is simple. Wear your jersey, show up, support, and let the focus stay where it belongs. Speak when necessary, act with awareness, and always prioritize the person you are connected to over your own ego. Because when you fail to do that, the impact isn't just on you. It lands squarely on the source, and that is a weight you never want to bear on someone else's shoulders. Rule number 1, and I cannot stress this enough and will always defer back to it, is do not ever, ever, ever make it about you. No matter how harmless it may seem, no matter how justified it feels, this is not about what you think, what you feel, or what you want. This is about the person you are connected to, the team, the mission, the bigger picture. It is a we, not a me situation, and the moment you center yourself, you open a crack, an invisible crevice that cannot simply be closed again. Let that sit. Let it marinate. Let it breathe. Once you make it about yourself, once your actions draw attention away, you cannot undo it. That crack becomes a distraction, and the consequences reach far beyond you. That leads directly into rule number 2. Never, under any circumstances, become a distraction. Distractions are born the second you make it about you, the second you get defensive, the second you try to justify actions that pull focus from the individual who actually matters in that moment. And once you become a distraction, you may not even have the chance to clean it up yourself. The responsibility to repair the fallout falls on someone else. The person who trusted you, who brought you in, who gave you access to be there in the first place. And this is especially true in public visibility. When you wear something questionable, say something alarming, post something reckless online, or make a comment that draws attention to yourself, it immediately reflects on the source who allowed you to be in that space. You might think, I'm just a plus one, or I'm just along for the ride, but that does not absolve you. As the saying goes, what you do won't impact you. It will impact the source to which you are connected. And that is the absolute truth. People notice. They talk. They judge, not you, but the person you're representing. Whether it's a pre-game field appearance, social media activity, or even casual conversation, the world sees the connection first, and your actions can either protect or jeopardize that individual's reputation. This applies to anyone connected to the source. Partners, friends, family, siblings, uncles, aunts, grandparents, or anyone granted special access. Your choices, words, and gestures carry weight, and the moment you make it about yourself, you break rule number 1, you create a distraction, and you force someone else to bear the consequences. There are always ways to show support without making it about you. Keep your mouth shut, keep your thumbs to yourself, keep your fingers from pointing, and remove every avenue that could turn your enthusiasm into a distraction. Texts, tweets, TikToks, voice notes. If your thumbs, fingers, and mouth are silent, your support speaks louder than anything else. Wear your jersey, show pride, but do it quietly. Be proud without stealing focus. This is not just about a wife, fiancé, or girlfriend. It's about anyone connected to a player. Dillon Gabriel, for example, is a stand-up guy. Had the chance to meet him during the Heisman, shared a lot in common, great upbringing, great player. But the world's first impression often comes through the plus one. If that representation is careless, reckless, or self-centered, it can overshadow everything he's built. The young lady representing him had that responsibility, and the world may never know who he truly is because the first interactions came filtered through someone else. That's why these rules exist. Keep the main thing, protect the individual, and never, ever make it about yourself. When you follow these rules, Rule 1, Rule 2, keeping your mouth shut, keeping your thumbs and fingers silent, you allow the person you're connected to shine, protect their energy, and keep the spotlight where it belongs. Anything else, anything that turns attention toward you, is not just a mistake. It is a failure of responsibility, judgment, and loyalty. So breathe, pause, reflect, and consider the weight of every word, action, and gesture, because your role is simple. Support silently, elevate the individual, and never allow yourself to become the distraction that overshadows the main focus. Wear your jersey proudly, speak only when necessary, act with awareness, and always remember, what you do will not just impact you. It will impact the source who trusted you, who gave you access, and who is out there performing. Keep your mouth closed, your thumbs still, your fingers pointing nowhere, and let your support be felt, not seen as a distraction. That is the ultimate responsibility of anyone who is connected to someone with a platform, a reputation, or an opportunity. And it is the only way to truly show loyalty, care, and respect without undermining the person you are meant to elevate.